thirsty. He's a thirsty dog. He's a thirsty dog. Who's water? All right. I think I'm gonna call Nick in a second. I want to tell him about this Horizon Air incident. But he's in the middle of a long time no talk. Alright. You ever hear of Chris Christopherson? You ever hear of Chris Christopherson? Well, I'm Pistofferson. Trump's going to jail. I'm gonna eat my words. Hey, brother. Hope all is well. What's up, Robbie? We're well, I mean, other than the fact that the country's gonna be on fire soon, we're all gonna be going to battle with each other. And if you thought that the BLM riots and January 6th and the college campus protests and Chaz and Chop, if you thought all that was bad, wait till you see what's going to happen when they lock our boy up. Because I think this is going to be my biggest thing that I was wrong about. Because I've always said there's no way Trump's going to jail. There's no way Trump's going to jail. But now I don't trust our system anymore. And Michael Knowles made a good point. He said, if you're gonna shoot at the king, you don't miss. If you're gonna go at the king, you don't miss. And there's no way that this judge can just give him probation now. This judge has to go all the way. And they might lock our boy up. Trust the plan, it won't come to that. I know. I've been saying that the whole time. I'm saying there's no way they'll lock up a president. But, I mean, smarter people than myself are saying that he has to lock him up. You don't go through with all of this and not go to the end. You don't go to it and then end half-assed. Like, you don't run 9/10 of a race. You got to go through the finish line. This judge wants to write a book. This judge wants to be the guy who locked up Trump. And the country's going to burn. It's over at that point. It's over. We will be a communist dictatorship. And what's crazy is lock him up, I dare him. That's well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't man. It's not good. This is not good. And you know what's crazy is and like people are like, well, he'll just pardon himself. You can't pardon a state crime. He can't pardon this. There's no pardoning this. This is going to be on his on the plus side. All the conservatives that made fun of felons and talk shit about felons, all the conservatives, the snooty, like nose in the air. Oh, you have a record? Oh, we don't want to welcome you into the conservative movement. Fuck you. Your president has 34 of them. If you've said that to anybody who said that, now who's the lame? Now we're gangsters over here. We don't burn the country. Watch. Put Trump in a jail cell and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Call Nick about that he being talking about that. What are you talking about? Call Nick about that. He being talking about that. Be the one person actually an intellectual. About what? No, I was gonna call him about the Flight King. I was gonna give him an idea for a show. Is he
And look, we appreciate your continued patronage because you have a lot of options to fly. So thank you so much for everyone that joined us today.
about the Trump charges? I'm sure he's probably tired of talking about that. He's been talking about it all day. I just want to call him about this Flight King real quick. See if I have time to jump in there. Hold up. Josh. Abracadabra. I'm about to reach in my bag, bro. You ever heard of Chris Christopherson? Well, I'm Pistofferson. Paul's asking for Christmas off again. I'm so sick of all these rappers. He's not answering. Nick, look into the Horizon Air Q400 incident. It's an idea for the show. You should try to pull off what that guy pulled off. Try to barrel roll a Alaskan commercial aircraft. Later. I left him a message. I don't know if he listens to those messages. Should I just try to call again in a minute? Abra, abra. Oh, is it over? I think it's over. Did he end? I don't like talking on the phone.
But what can I say, folks?
Oh, he landed. When did he land the plane? Did he even land?
Um,
Oh, shoot. I thought he was landing at 8.
Here. That's it from me, folks. Take care.
Dang, I didn't even know it was over. It was ended while I was calling. Were you singing Abracadabra? I was singing Houdini from Eminem. Just another fundraiser. I don't know, Robbie. I don't know. I tried to be optimistic, and I'm gonna eat my words because I said there's no way a president will ever end up in jail. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel confident in our system anymore. I've been studying too many dictators for the past 6 weeks, and this is how it happens. This is how it goes. Exactly everything they're doing in our country is what freaking Mao and Lenin and Stalin buying up all the farmland, uh, uh, making food prices go up. People get poor. People can't afford anything. let's clean up the streets in California because somebody else is coming to visit. Meanwhile, everything's going to shit in all these cities. And then let's start locking up our political opponents. Let's just start chopping their heads off while we're at it. And what's crazy is if he somehow miraculously while charged, while he's going through all this crap, while he's campaigning from a jail cell or house arrest, if he somehow gets elected, and then he says, "All right, well, they set the precedent. I'm going to lock up Hillary for murder, for murdering a guy. I'm going to lock up Hillary. I'm going to lock up Bill. I'm going to lock up Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. I'm going to lock up all these corrupt politicians. I'm going to lock all of them up. I'm going to charge and indict and charge all of them." You know what they're going to say about him? They're going to say, he's a dictator. That's what a dictator would do. Bro, these idiots, these Democrats, they are some dictators. I guess Eminem sampled that old song. Yeah, I'm gonna do a bar breakdown of that song later in the show before I go. Maybe if Daddy Jub wants to jump on with me at some point to cheer me up. No, I'm not really. I'm not really that. Well, I mean, I'm pissed, but I'm not really stressing. But it's just a mess. It's sad, sad state, sad day for America. Abracadabra. I'm about to reach in my bag, bruh. Sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say if he could see how it is today. He'd probably say that everything is gay. What's my name? What's my name? All right. All right. What the hell's going on? 34 freaking charges. A split jury didn't even have to have unanimous jury. I'm pissed at some other things too. Floor knows. Floor knows. Should I keep it to myself, Floor? Floor said I should keep it to myself. So maybe we won't put some losers on blast. Anarchy Television. Eyeballs. Anarchy. What are you, like 12 years old? Unanimous. Unanimous. Dave Conger. Are you related to Butch? Shouldn't have even been felony charges. Keep it to yourself. It's not worth it. Well, I think that I think that I'm done talking to radical gays, radical blacks. Um, no offense to Steve, but if you don't plan on voting, then I don't want to hear anything you have to say about politics. Um, YouTube keeps deleting my comment. Maybe it's in live chat. Steve's an awesome guy, but if you don't vote, then shut up about politics. Don't even talk about politics. I don't want to hear anything you have to say about politics. I've always said that, but now I'm going to go back to that. We're going back Guess who's back? I'm older than you, boy. Yeah, you're an anarchist. Your mentality's not older than me. I don't know why I'm being so hostile to you. I don't even know you. Uh, you just left Butch's house? Nice. That's what's up. Butch is cool. I like Butch. The strong, silent type. I just wanted to call Nick and tell him about this Horizon Q400 incident. That would be a cool show if he flew a plane from like Washington to Alaska or something, and then he like tried to barrel roll it. That's the hard part. Crashing it into the mountainside, that's the easy part. Yeah, well, yeah, you need to get to America before. Yeah, you, yeah, you need to get here quick because it's gonna be a mess when you vote. You are giving your written consent for a ruler to rule over you. Get the fuck out, lame. Yeah, that's called authoritarian. You need law and order. You need structure. You need government systems. Otherwise, you have a bunch of losers. You know what the best anarchy movement was? The French Revolution. Do you know what that caused the whole world? Everything that you see going wrong in the world. The sexual revolution, all the communist movements were influenced by the French, the anarchists in France. A bunch of lames. A bunch of lame ass weirdos. Anarchy is so gay. My parents were mean to me. My parents were mean to me, so I don't like authority. Rules. Oh, rules. Shut up. Go somewhere else, lame. I don't want you here. It's it's antithetical to most it's an oxymoron to civilization. You can't be civilized and have a civilization with anarchy. They're oxymorons. Such like a 12-year-old mentality. It was cool when I was in middle school when we were like punk rockers. Punk rock, y'all. You don't know anything about anarchy. What are you, an primitivist, or an anarcho communist, or an anarcho capitalist? What are you? Tell me about your form of anarchy that doesn't work. I don't know anything about anarchy. You're an idiot, dude. Get out of my chat, lame. I'm done playing with these fools. It's time to stand for something. It's time for it's time for us to stand up for something because this shit's about to get bad. Ish is about to hit the fan. You're right. You're right. Maybe voting isn't going to solve the problem anymore. Maybe it's time it's time for something a little more extreme than that. Name some successful examples of anarchy. The French Revolution. That's the only successful anarchy movement. And if you consider destroying the whole world successful, then then I guess they did their job. Anarchy television is my alt. read Emma Goldman. Go read a book by some woman, some anarchist woman. I told you it was gay. Bro, why don't you read some Danielle Steele while you're at it? What are you reading? Stephanie Meyer? You reading Twilight and then you read your anarchy books? You can't have religion in an anarchic system. The only religion is sadism and I don't know what paganism, some sort of worshiping Gaia or something. Because if you had any sort of religion, then you would have hierarchy and you would have an authoritarian, you would have a authority structure. They don't like hierarchies. Anarchy is the liberation of the human mind from the dominion of religion, liberation of the human body from the division of property, liberation from shackles of the restraint from God. Get out of my chat, lame. Freaking losers. Shout out to Sylvia Plath. I don't know who that is. I don't read books from women. They raised tax and people made it. Here comes the Jewish revolutionary spirit. Uh, this country's done for. It's over. It's over. Where's Trump at? Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Hmm. Is there anything new? Any new videos on this? Scree this cha. Who's back? Scray this cha. Scray this cha. Terry, you can get the fuck out too. Speaking of unwanted people, how about Bill and Hillary friend that pew pewed and used a rope so he could swing and pretend he was a pinata? Good time. Yeah, we talked about that the other night. We're talking about the Clinton death toll. Yeah, I don't have a problem with religion. Do you see the sign on my wall? What's my name? What's my name? Um, Trying to see if there's anything new. Oh, did Biden talk about it? Let's see what this retard had to say. Did he speak about it or no? Where is it? Here, let me try to find that. Did he crap his pants while he was up there? Biden addresses Trump conviction. He had every opportunity to defend himself. You mean he had every opportunity to drop out of the presidential race so that you could just win, so that you could just
I am
slide in there?
asking for every pro-Trump patriot watching this video to click the link below and chip in today. My campaign would be nothing without your support. We're doing phenomenally well in fundraising and in the polls. We're leading every single poll against crooked Joe Biden. We have to win. Your support is the only reason we're leading, and
Nah, you can get
it will
out too,
be your
Nesio.
support that will lead us to victory.
Donald Trump was given.
That's blasphemy, Nesio. You can get out too. We don't like your kind here. Ain't nothing gay about Dragon Ball. Except when I'm dragging these balls down your face. That's pretty gay. Call me an Uber. Get out. Put him in timeout. Put him in timeout. Like a child. 1 minute. You're in timeout for 1 minute. We're not going to have that blasphemy here.
Given every opportunity.
Why is about to reach in my bag, bruh?
Opportunity to defend himself. It was a state case, not a federal case, and it was heard by a jury of 12 citizens, 12 Americans, 12 people like you.
Good. We should be divided. I don't want anything to do with people like you. We should be divided. Oil and water doesn't mix. Good and evil don't mix. People with stupid ideas don't mix with people with good ideas of how to run things. We're not supposed to mix. I don't want to be united with somebody like you. Anarchy television. Oh, anarchy. Grow up.
You, like millions of Americans who served on juries, this jury is chosen the same way.
The Lord did not create government. Satan did. Do you know patriarchy means of the Father? Do you know that God has a hierarchy? God over Christ, over man, over woman, over child. A patriarchal, hierarchical system with authorities. There are leaders. When God gave Moses the commandments and God appointed judges and kings and leaders and rulers, and they said, go wipe out that village, you don't think that was a government system? You're a dumbass.
Every jury in America is chosen. It was a process that Donald Trump's attorney was part of. The jury heard 5 weeks of evidence, 5 weeks. And after careful deliberation, a unanimous verdict.
Get the cock out of your mouth, Biden. Freaking articulate your words.
They found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Now he'll be given the opportunity, as he should, to appeal that decision just like everyone else has that opportunity. That's how the American system of justice works. And it's reckless.
But you know do you know that he's gonna win the appeal? So was this all just to tie him up when he should be campaigning? Was that the point of it?
Dangerous. It's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict.
It was rigged.
The system has endured for nearly 200.
He told the jury they didn't even have to be unanimously decided on all the charges. If 4 people agree on these ones, and 4 people agree on these ones, and 4 people agree on these ones, we could just say he's guilty on all of them.
150 years. And it literally is the cornerstone of America.
What did he say in 150 years?
Like the verdict. Our justice system has endured for nearly 250 years.
Oh, 250.
And it literally is the cornerstone of America, our justice system. The justice system should be respected.
When it works.
We should never allow anyone to tear it down. It's as simple as that. That's America.
You've torn it down.
That's who we are. And that's who we'll always be, God willing.
You don't know God.
Now, another issue.
Who's your God?
I want to give an update on my efforts to end the crisis in Gaza.
Oh, my God.
For the past several months, my negotiators of foreign policy, intelligence community, and like have been relentlessly focused, not just on a ceasefire, that would inevitably be fragile and temporary.
My uncle sold Hunter Biden crack cocaine in 2016 Upper East Side. Okay, I disavow. I don't know that that's true. I, I'm just reading a chat, YouTube. I don't know that that's true. I'm not trying to get hit for slander.
But on a durable end of the war. That's been the focus,
Catholic
a
pedo
durable end
Joe.
of this war.
Yeah, Catholic Joe. Catholic Joe over here murdering babies. Oh my God, he's so stupid.
One on a fire that would inevitably be fragile and temporary, but on a durable end of the war. That's been the focus, a durable end of this war. One that brings all the hostages home, ensures Israel's security.
Oh, I'm about to ban this retard.
Creates a better day after in Gaza without Hamas in power, and sets the stage for a political settlement that provides a better future for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Now, after intensive diplomacy carried out by my team, my many conversations with leaders of Israel, Qatar, and Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries, Israel has now
Taking
Israel
showers
has
with his
offered
granddaughter.
a comprehensive new proposal. It's a roadmap to an enduring ceasefire and the release of all hostages. This proposal has been transmitted by Qatar to Hamas. Today, I want to lay out its terms for the American citizens and for the world. This new proposal has three phases.
It's disrespectful to
The
Catholics.
first phase would last for 6 weeks.
That is. Yeah. Catholics need to do something about this guy. Oh, speaking of Catholics. Did you see what Pope Francis said? You're Catholic, aren't you, Christ Conquerors? Bro, Pope Francis kind of based now. Did you see what Pope Francis said? I need to say the Italian word because I'll probably get in trouble for saying I want to say the other word, what it means. Bundle of sticks. He basically said we got too many bundles of sticks running around here. And but I think he retracted it later, but you can't retract something you said. It's already out there. What's the Italian or the Latin word that he said? What was he speaking? I don't know what language he speaks. Pope says no gays in the seminary. Too much faggotry. Can I say that? I'm just quoting YouTube. I mean, I'm quoting Google. He denied that in his conversation with the Italian bishop on May 20th. Pope Francis gave a categorical no to the entry of homosexuals to the seminary. There is not a priori to them. There is not an a priori no to them. His true concern is remedy. I'm trying to find the. I think I saved an article, but what's the word he used? Frock. How do you pronounce this? Frockiagacine. Hold on one second. Frockiagin. Frockiagin. Fro Frosiagin. Pronunciation. Oh, Google's not going to read it for me. Ah, the robot won't read it for me. Dang it. I was trying to get the robot to read it for me because I can't say it, but hold on, maybe Wikipedia? Wikipedia won't read it for me either. Why won't the robots read it for me? Pronunciation. Bro, I can't read all these symbols. What the hell does this mean? Frocchio again. Rhymes with a dine. What the heck? Plural of Frocchiogini. Frocchio again. Frocchio again. Well, if I'm not allowed to say it, I said it like 38 times just now. So the whole anarchy movement is Frokiogain. Frokiogain. A little too much
Here's what it
Frokiogain
would
in the
include:
anarchy movement.
a full and complete
And if you don't believe me, take a look at the French Revolution.
ceasefire, a withdrawal of Israeli forces from all populated areas of Gaza, release of a number of hostages, including women, the elderly, the wounded, in exchange for release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. There are American hostages who would be released at this stage, and we want them home. Additional, some remains of hostages who have been killed.
Bro, I don't think you know anything about Jesus. Jesus said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Jesus could have wiped out the entire freaking thing, but he submit to the decision that Pilate made. Well, first and foremost, he submit to his father's will, which is submitting to an authority figure, which is his father, which is God, which is the ultimate government and the ultimate authority. When you just said earlier, you reject religion because it's an authority system. Anarchy, degeneracy. Yeah. Yeah, and that's necessary. Don't frokio guy kids. No, frokio agini. Again. I don't know.
Would be returned to their families, bringing some degree of closure to that terrible grief. Palestinians, civilians would return to their homes and neighborhoods in all areas of Gaza, including in the north. Humanitarian assistance would surge, with 600 trucks carrying aid into Gaza every single day.
Wow.
With the ceasefire, that aid could be safely and effectively distributed to all who need it. Hundreds of thousands of temporary shelters, including housing units, would be delivered by the
Is you
international
just going to
community.
talk about?
All that and more would begin immediately. Immediately. During the 6 weeks of phase one, Israel
Shut up.
and Hamas would negotiate the necessary arrangements to get to phase two, which is a permanent end to hostilities. Now, I'll be straight with you. There are a number of details to negotiate to move from phase one to phase two. Israel will want to make sure its interests are protected. But the proposal says if the negotiations take longer than 6 weeks for phase one, the ceasefire will still continue as long as negotiations continue. In the United States, Egypt, and Qatar would work to ensure negotiations keep going. All agreements, until all
You mean you're trying to stop a war for once? Wow. Wow. Good job, Biden.
the agreements are reached and phase two is able to begin. Then phase two, there'd be an exchange of all remaining living hostages, including male soldiers, Israeli forces.
Forget this guy. Trump did a press conference today. Where's that? I'm probably not going to be able to find it on YouTube. I have to go to Newsmax or something. Trump delivered a speech after guilty verdict. Is this today? 9 hours ago? His hair's frumped up. He usually got the do-rag on point. He's like, Melania, I might be going to jail, so before I do this speech, let's get it on.
Thank you very much. This is a case where if they can do this to me, they can do this to anyone. And these are bad people. These are, in many cases, I believe, sick people. When you look at our country, what's happening where millions and millions of people are flowing in from all parts of the world, not just South America, from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East.
Nessio's back from timeout. Let's go. He made it. He made it through his sentence. What was it like in there, Nessio? Did they take your booty? Did they take your booty?
And they're coming in from jails and prisons, and they're coming in
I
from
don't want this cigarette.
mental institutions and insane asylums. They're coming in from all over the world into our country. And we have a president and a group of fascists that don't want to do anything about it, because they could right now, today. He could stop it. But he's not. They're destroying our country. Our country is in very bad shape. And they're very much against me saying these things. They want to raise your taxes by 4 times.
Listen to the
They want
Don.
to
I
stop
gotta
you from having cars with their ridiculous mandates that make it impossible for you to get a car or afford a car. But make it very possible for China to build all of our cars. It's a very serious problem that we have. We just went through one of many experiences where we had a conflicted judge, highly conflicted. There's never been a more conflicted judge. Now, I'm under a gag order, which nobody's ever been under. No presidential candidate's ever been under a gag order before. I'm under a gag order, nasty gag order, where I've had to pay thousands of dollars in penalties and fines and was threatened with jail.
jail.
I'm the leading candidate. I'm leading Biden by a lot, and I'm leading the Republicans to the point where that's over. So I'm the leading person for president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put 2 sentences together, given by a court. And they are in total conjunction with the White House and the DOJ, just so you understand. This is all done by Biden and his people. Maybe his people more importantly. I don't know if Biden knows too much about it, because I don't know if he knows about anything. But he's nevertheless the president, so we have to use his name. And this is done by Washington, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. So we have a judge who's highly
You don't know how
conflicted.
old
You
I
know
am.
what the confliction is. Nobody wants
Bro, I was smarter than you when I was 6 years old.
to write about it, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. If I do, he said, I get put in jail. So we'll play that game a little bit longer. We won't talk about it, but you're allowed to talk about it. I hope you do, because there's never been anybody so conflicted as this. As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to use our election expert.
Well, don't worry, Steven Skiba. They'll raise the minimum wage, and then shit will get more expensive. Raising wages isn't how you fix the problem of inflation. But I know what you're saying. But yeah. It's not the COOF's fault. It's not the COOF's fault that prices on everything went up. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that wasn't the cause. It was the commies who run our government now. It's their fault. They want us to be poor. They want to destroy the middle class. They want 70% population reduction. Oh, they're going to get it. It's going to happen.
Under any circumstances. You saw what happened to some of the witnesses.
Anarchy is gay, bro. It's not morally straight.
Literally.
That's the same thing I said, Matthew. As soon as he came in, that's the same thing I said. I wasn't trying to argue with you this morning, Matthew, but I don't agree with a lot of what CJ says. But what he was saying about Gnosticism, everything he said was accurate. They did find that, I forget the name of the library, but that's where they found a lot of those books. They were written post Christ. A lot of them were between like 400 and 800. Everything he was saying about the demiurge, God was Satan, Yahweh and Yahweh Baga or whatever. All that's true. Yahweh was another name for, there was Baal and there was Yahweh Boga or something like that. And that's everything he was saying was accurate. I don't agree with most of his opinions, but he was just stating facts. And I only know that because I've been looking into it pretty deep for the past month.
Crucified by this man who looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He looks so nice and soft. People say,
Well, no, you don't have to carbon test the paper to figure out how old it is. You can you can look at the writing styles, you can look at what materials were used to write it, what it was written on, where they found it, um all sorts of there's all sorts of things. But you don't think they can age, like you don't think that same argument could be used against everything in the Bible. You don't know how old any of it is. We're not talking about dinosaur bones. We're talking about pieces of paper.
it always seems like such a nice man, no, unless you saw him in
Papyrus.
action. And you saw that with a certain witness that went through hell. And when we wanted to do things, he wouldn't let us do them.
It's also a broad estimate. It's not like they pinpointed it exactly to 1 year. It's between 400 and 800, but that's still 400 years later.
Those things. But when the government wanted something, they got everything.
That's also not all of them. I'm sure there's some older ones.
They got everything they wanted. It was a rigged trial. We wanted a venue change where we could have a fair trial. We didn't get it. We wanted a judge change. We wanted a judge that wasn't conflicted. And obviously he didn't do that. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We had a DA who was a failed DA. Crime is rampant in New York, violent crime. That's what he's really supposed to be looking at. Crime is rampant in New York. Yesterday in McDonald's, you had a man hit.
No, that's not what I want, dumbass. Just because you don't like the way our government's going doesn't mean you go the complete opposite direction. Say no government. That's very weak-minded. I don't like any of those things. That doesn't mean that we should just not have government.
Hitting him up with machetes, a machete. Whoever can imagine even a machete being wielded in a store, in a place where they're eating, and he's going rampant. And Bragg is down watching a trial on what they call crimes. They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. You know, it's only a misdemeanor, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before. I'm falsifying. You know what falsifying business records is? In the first degree. They say falsifying business records. Sounds so good, right? It means that legal expense. I paid a lawyer, totally legal. I paid a lawyer a legal expense. And a bookkeeper, without any knowledge from me, correctly marked it down in the books. A very professional woman, highly respected. She testified. Marked it down in the books as a legal expense. So a legal expense, paid a lawyer, is a legal expense in the books. It's not sheetrock, construction, or any other thing. It's a legal expense. Think of that. This is what the falsification of business records were. And I said, what else are you going to call it? What else are you going to call it? Now, I would have testified. I wanted to testify. The theory is you never testify, because as soon as you testify, anybody, if it were George Washington,
I don't think they believe in flags.
They'll get you on something that you said slightly wrong, and then they sue you for perjury. But I didn't care about that. I wanted to. But the judge allowed them to go into everything that I was ever involved in. Not this case. Everything that I was ever
I don't believe
involved
in flags either.
Which is a first. In other words, you could
saying.
go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there? And my lawyer said, what do you need to go through? And all you wanted to do is testify simply on this case. Because I would have loved to have testified. To this day, I would have liked to have testified.
You sure did. Good move.
You would have said something out of whack, like it was a beautiful sunny day and it was actually raining out. And
he put out an experimental drug quickly so that all the people who were losing their damn minds would get out of their house and take the stupid mask off and go back to work. It was a good move on his part. Think logically. He didn't force it on anybody. He just gave the people who were all the Democrats who were freaking out, losing their minds, he gave them a way to feel comfortable and feel safe so that they could go back to work and save our economy before it collapsed. That was a good move.
Very much appreciate the big crowd.
Also, if it had negative effects, cool. We get rid of all the frail-minded people who were scared of the sniffles, and then we have a more stronger community.
Crowd of people outside. That's incredible what's happening. The level of support has been incredible. So the whole thing is legal expense was marked down as legal expense. Think of it. This is the crime that I committed that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years for. When you have violent crime all over this city at levels that nobody's ever seen before, where you have businesses leaving, and businesses are leaving because of this, because heads of businesses say, man, we don't want to get involved with that. I could go through the books of any business person in this city, and I could find things that, in theory, I guess, let's indict him, let's destroy his life.
You're smart.
But I'm out there, and I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country, and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important, far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen in the future. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. And the people understand it because
he's going through it.
A poll just came out, the Daily Mail. That was the first one, came out. It was done last night right after the verdict, where I'm up 6 points. 6 points from what we already were. We were leading fairly substantially. We're up 6 points in the Daily Mail poll. Now, maybe other polls come out and it says something differently. But a lot of people have predicted it because the public understands, and they understand what's going on.
He'll live forever in our memories, Matthew. He'll live forever.
Trial. It shouldn't have been in that venue. We shouldn't have had that judge. He should have allowed us to have an election expert. We had the best expert, most respected expert, head of the Federal Elections Commission. He was all set to testify. He was waiting for 2 days. And when it was his turn, Bragg's people protested. And the judge knocked him out, said you can't testify. He actually said you can't testify for anything having to do with the trial. You can say what the federal elections is. Well, that doesn't help. Everybody knows that. But you can't testify. So essentially, he wasn't able to testify. Other people weren't able to testify. But with these people, they were able to use people salacious. By the way, and nothing ever happened. There was no anything. Nothing ever happened, and they know it. But they were salacious.
They're just crybabies whose parents put them in timeout too many times.
But it had to do with politics.
So they don't like authority.
Do you notice the timing? The timing was perfect. This case was dead. It was dropped by every agency, every governmental board. It was dropped by the highly respected Southern District. They said, no, there's no case here. It was dropped by federal election, and that's what it's about. This is about a federal election, not a state election. You're not even allowed to look at it. They took the state and the city, and they went into a federal election. They're not allowed. The people from federal election, Southern District, and Washington dropped the case. Everybody dropped the case. There was no case. Cy Vance dropped the case. And when Bragg came in, he said, this is the most ridiculous case I've ever seen. And who would have a certain person, again, gag order, who would have a certain person like this ever testify? He said, this is essentially one of the worst people I've ever seen ever to testify. He said, the craziest case I've ever seen. This
for real, Dave.
Then when I announced I was running for president, a long time later, they decided to revive this case. And they got a judge.
Hey, you know,
get
this
off
time of
my
year,
screen.
we all keep getting pinged with political fundraising ads.
Judge.
Speaking of political fundraising, how much money did Trump make off of this?
Marshawn, who was
his donation site crashed. Well, I don't know if it really crashed or if it was some sort of op to take it down because he got so many donations like rapidly once this verdict came in that his website crashed. And I don't know if that was just because of so much traffic, they couldn't handle all the traffic, the servers couldn't handle the traffic, or if there was some sort of tech overlord op. Could be either one.
Responsible for another case that was also brought. It destroyed the life of a very good man, by the way. Destroyed the life.
Are you a father, Anarchy Television? Do you have a family? Do you have children? Because if you can't possibly have a family, there's no way you have a family if you don't find any legitimacy in leadership and order and authority. You can't have kids. Because if you have kids, I hope they don't respect you just like you don't respect authority.
Of a very good man who went to prison once, and then they just put him in prison again because they said he lied. He didn't lie. I looked at the statements he made. In fact, he didn't remember something, and they put him in jail. Again, they've destroyed him.
My dad's an anarchist, so I don't have to listen to you, teacher. Shut up.
With me for many years. He was an honorable person. He was an honest man. And if you look at what he did, supposedly, it never happened. There's never been anything like this. Over the education of his grandchildren. Over.
You believe in property ownership? Didn't you just say? Wait, you believe in property ownership, but you're an anarchist. So what happens when your neighbor anarchist doesn't believe in property, in the value of your property, and they decide, I want his property because it would make me feel good to have his property. And they come and they say, hey, give me your property. I need it. It'll help me. It'll benefit me. And you say, well, no, well, it benefits me. I need it. And they say, well, I don't care. I want it. Let me have it. And you say, no, what are you going to do? Are you going to defend yourself? Are you going to take some sort of authority position? Are you going to defend yourself? Are you going to go against your no harm principle when somebody else harms you? So stupid. It's so illogical. It's the dumbest thing.
He didn't report that he had a car or two cars on his income. I don't know. I wonder how many people here have cars. I wonder how many people said, oh, gee, I have a car that's worth X dollars. How do you even figure it? And I guess you do have to report it, but I would say probably almost nobody does. Nobody even thinks about it. They put this man, they destroyed this man, but they put him in jail again because they didn't want him to testify. They didn't want him to testify. That's why he went to jail.
Right, Matthew. They don't understand. Right now, we have a corrupt government. That doesn't mean all governments are corrupt. It's government's job to defend people and property. For the people and the property. To work for the people. The authority is not against you. Instead of calling people bootlickers, why don't you just be the one wearing the boot? Why don't you stop being a lame who's mad at authority and just, we work together to put the proper authority in place that works for us. Authority is not bad. Tyrannical authority is bad. And tyrannical authority is whatever authority isn't working for you. I understand why you're mad at our current government. I get it. But anarchy is not the solution.
Put him in jail twice. He's 77 years old. Now, normally I'd say that's an old guy, but I don't feel 77. Nobody ever says that about me. I'd like them to say, gee, we have to have a little sorrow for this man, because they just don't say that about me. But maybe I'm better off that way. I think I'm probably better off that way. But they put him in jail.
Ooh, he said Eminem. Speaking of Eminem, we're about to play this video, and then everybody will leave. They'll say, I don't like Eminem. He said something bad about Trump. He said something bad about every president that was in office. That's what artists do. That'd be like if a comedian made a joke about Trump and you're like, I don't like that comedian anymore. But they make jokes about every president.
Jail twice. And you have to see what they put him in jail. And he was threatened by the judge. This man was told, you're going to get 15 years in jail if you don't give up Trump. And he was told that. You're going to get 15 years in jail. And he made a plea deal because he didn't want to spend the rest of his life. And he was told that viciously. We're living in a fascist state. He was told that viciously. So you can go to jail for 4 months, 5 months, or you can get 15 years in jail. So
that's a better reason, Nada. That's a better reason.
Who wouldn't do that plea?
I don't
Everyone
agree with
those
you,
pleas.
but
it's a horrible
that's
thing.
like your opinion, man.
There's a whole group of lawyers that fight that. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. But they destroyed his life. So many other things. You look at Southern District didn't want to bring the case. Nobody wanted to bring the case. And then you know who didn't want to bring the case most of all? Is Bragg. Bragg didn't want to bring it. But then he brought it. And they tried to make
Stephen Will. You're a pretty cool guy, Stephen Will. I was mean to you one time and I shouldn't have been. You're all right. You're all right in my book.
make it a different case. They didn't say legal expense equal legal expense. Again, if I wrote down and paid a lawyer, and by the way, this was a highly qualified lawyer. Now, I'm not allowed to use his name because...
Why are you on the internet right now? All taxation is theft, and all taxation is done at the point of... Why don't you go live in the woods? Lame. Why don't you stand for something? Why don't you stand on your beliefs? Why are you using the internet right now? Why are you on YouTube right now? Why don't you stop using all of the public's resources? Stop paying your taxes. Go into the woods somewhere, make a little hut, grow your own food, raise your own animals. You can do that. Go do it. Nobody will miss you, and you won't make it. I don't think you'll survive very long. You could go out to the Alaskan wilderness, go pull a, what's that movie? What's that movie about the guy that went to Alaska to try to live and he didn't make it? Go do that and stop bitching on YouTube like a little girl. You use all of our public resources, but you don't want to pay into the system. You don't want to just go away. Go away. Go live in the woods somewhere and try to make it on your own. Don't take your family, because there would have to be an authority structure within your family. By yourself, go out into the woods. Get off the internet. I'm sure you got a cell phone. I'm sure you got electricity. I'm sure you got running water. I'm sure you use the roads. I'm sure you drive a car. Quit bitching about it and stand up for what you believe in and go do something.
of the gag order. But, you know, he's a sleazebag. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, the dumb kid who died in a bus.
But he was effective. He did
Into the Wild. Yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't a fixer. He was
that was
a lawyer.
Pretty good movie.
They like to use the word fixer. He wasn't a fixer. He was a lawyer. At the time, he was a fully accredited lawyer. Now, he got into trouble not because of me. He got into trouble because...
How fast did the meat rot? I feel like when he shot that moose or whatever with a 22, can you really kill a damn moose with a 22? And in the movie, the meat was like rotting the next day. And I know it rots pretty quick if you don't keep it cold, but it seemed like it happened too fast. Like there was he did one trip back, and then when he came back, it was already had flies. And once it has flies, you can't eat it. But maybe that's right. I don't know. It just seemed like in the movie, well, it's a movie, so you don't really know how much time passed, but it seemed like it rotted too quickly.
Because he made outside deals, and he had something to do with taxi cabs. and medallions, and he borrowed money. And that's why he went. And then he pled
Oh, an
to
anarchist is networking? That makes sense.
3 election violations. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I wonder why he did that. He pled. He took a deal.
Why are you networking? What you want to you want to build a community? What's the point? For what? What ends? Reminds me of a South Park episode where the South Park kids were talking to the college know-it-all hippies. Yep. These French revolutionary hippies, these free love and yeah, man, let's do some drugs and have some sex. The book made it seem like he was on some kind of Walt Whitman quest. Yeah, he was like trying to go be free. I got more respect for that kid than I do for any of these anarchists on the internet. Losers.
Deal. Now, he took a deal because he wanted to get off.
At least that kid
In other words,
actually
I'll take a
did
plea
something.
deal and I want to get off. And he wanted to make a deal with the Southern District. And they wrote the worst report I think I've ever seen on any human being, other than the report that was.
No, not what's the point of anyone being on YouTube? What's the point of you being on YouTube? You're an anarchist. Why are you using the internet? Why are you networking? What's the means to it's a means to what end? You're an anarchist. Stand on what you believe in. Go do something. Go be like Into the Wild. He was over enthusiastic and underprepared. That was his name, Christopher McCandless.
Was written on James Comey by the Inspector General, a very great Inspector General, actually. Wrote a report that was so bad. This one was possibly worse.
Right,
Southern
Stephen
District,
Will.
the judge didn't let us use it. He said it's hearsay. I said, it's not hearsay. Wouldn't let us use it. This is about the man. But he got in trouble for a very simple reason.
I've said that before. The only anarchy that is real anarchy is anarcho-primitivism. One person alone, isolated in the wilderness. That's anarchy. And if you're doing that, I respect that. You know? But it quickly, once you have a family, there's no more anarchy. Once you have a community, there's no more anarchy. Anarcho-capitalism. Once you introduce currency, there's no more anarchy. You have to have some sort of authority if you have some sort of currency, if you have some sort of community, if you have any sort of family. So unless you're alone in the woods, not using electricity, not using the internet, not using uh, taxpayer-funded running water and roads, then shut up. If you like transcendentalists, you might like it. But yeah, he ate the wrong berries. What a mess. Yeah, that's crazy too, because a lot of berries, well, a lot of berries, they're like, if you eat this berry, it'll kill you and stuff, but you could eat like one or two of them. But if you eat a bunch of them, you'll die. But same thing with like mushrooms, berries. You really got to know your stuff because um, there are some mushrooms that they're edible mushrooms, and then there are deadly mushrooms that look just like the edible mushrooms. And then there's edible berries, and then there's deadly berries that look just like the berries. Anarchists can't find other anarchists and try to do anything at all, so it's pointless. Yeah, it's it's really dumb. You participate in anarchy every day you go to the grocery store. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, bud. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Guess who's back? All right, it's that time. This is gonna piss y'all off, but we're about to break down this song. I'm gonna have to pause like every 2 seconds, or YouTube's gonna copyright me. But I haven't listened to this song with headphones yet. So, the new song, the old Slim Shady's back. The old Slim is back, boys. And just so you know, I'm almost 100% sure that this is going to be the worst song on the album. The album's coming soon. This is going to be the worst song on the album. Whatever the radio hit is, or whatever the single is always the worst songs on the album. So, and it's pretty good. So, and the video's awesome. I wish Daddy Jub was here because he knows more about who all these people are and all the references and stuff. Oh, look, there's a Joe Biden diss.
Recordings.
It's a real slight one, but it's in the video. All right, let's break down these lyrics. There's some pretty good bars in here. It's not his best work, but it's a funny song, and it's a single, it's a poppy radio song. So again, probably gonna be the worst song on the album.
Just got.
And if you don't like Eminem, I don't care. I really don't care.
Better.
Cry about it.
It's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
All right, you ready? I'm gonna have to watch my stream because we're gonna go yellow quick. Yes, it dropped down to like 1 real fast. I don't care. Get out. No one has ever been forced to open a store, you tard. No one's forcing you to go purchase stuff from that store. It's all voluntary. That doesn't make any sense. It's just like big L. I don't really care, Nessio. People are musical Philistines. They don't appreciate bars.
Hey, it's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good fucking luck. You're on your own.
It's a throwback. Liquid Death. He's got water, petroleum jelly, and some Erecti-Quick. The pills say Erecti-Quick. It's erection medication. In Liquid Death, he's drinking some water. He's getting some water. There's a lot of advertising in this song.
Who's got a problem? Check this out.
Uh-oh. Old school M just stepped through a portal. Oh, no. There's about to be a Dragon Ball battle between Super Saiyan Eminem and Ultra Instinct Eminem. The fuck? I don't know who that chick is. What's that say? Repo Pauls? That guy's got a VR headset on and he's like squeezing some tatas. Yeah, we're going to have anarchists with VR headsets having sex with digital people. I'm an anarchist, though. I don't go outside. I live in a pod, and I'm an anarchist.
The fuck is this shit?
Get your ass down here.
Guess who's back?
I don't know who that chick is.
The fuck is this shit?
Get your ass down here.
Guess
Who is that? Anybody know who that is? I'm not sure who that chick is.
who's back?
There's Fifth.
Guess who's back? Guess who's
That's some D12 guys. I think D12 is probably gonna be on the album.
back? Guess who's back? Guess who's
Snoop!
back? Guess who's back?
There's now look. Oh look, it's Joe Biden dressed like a Catholic. He's taking a poop in his trousers. The bunny rabbit. Uh-oh.
Well, look what the stork brung. Little baby devil with the forked tongue. And it's sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb. With a forehead that it grew horns from. Still a white jerk, pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher with the
Still a white jerk pulling up to the cipher in a Chrysler with the Vikes Perks and a Bud Light shirt.
experts and a Bud Light shirt. Lyrical technician, an electrician. Y'all light work.
Lyrical technician, an electrician. Y'all are light work.
And I don't gotta play pretend, it's you I make believe. And you know I'm here to stay, cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would
Now, try to see if you catch this one.
be aspirin to break your feed. If here to stay, cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever.
If I was ever to take a leave, like the headache medicine, it would be aspirin to break a fever, like a fever. If I was ever to take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever.
If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet?
If I was to ever ask Megan Thee Stallion to do a song with me, would I have a shot at the feet? That's a good bar because Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. So he said, would I have a shot at the feet, like a shot at the feature to get her on the song? But it's a double entendre because she got shot in the foot.
Cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever. If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like
Abracadabra.
For my last trick,
I'm about to reach in my bag, bruh. Abracadabra.
and for my last trick, poof, just like that, and I'm back,
Bruh, that's catchy than a mug, though. That's catchy than a mug. Grown men who still like, and probably right. Get out of here, Matthew. You're on timeout for 30 seconds. You know what? You're going in timeout for 10 seconds. You've been timed out for 10 seconds. Get out of here. It's time to vibrate and modulate the frequency of true freedom. See, the anarchist guy likes Eminem. Beats are so whack. Well, like I said, this is a poppy radio song trying to feel like some of the old fun comedy Eminem days. But this is Alchemist. This is DJ Alchemist. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other. I'm hoping it's not like a curtain call type of album. I'm hoping it's one of the more darker albums, like Music to Be Murdered By or something. Like Music to Be Murdered By, the B-side was epic. I still listen to that on a lot when I'm at work. That's a great album. Imagine motivation with anarchy doesn't seem to go together, hence it can't work. Yeah, it's all illogical. JS, how are you making America great again by voting? Well, I take part in our system. I think voting's a facade. I think the powers and the principalities decide the governments. But at least I take part in our system, and I'm trying to do something. The least I could do to try to affect the outcome is to take part in it instead of just bitch about it like you. If you wanted to make a difference, you could just leave. That's what you should do. You're an anarchist. Just leave.
Now back in the days of oatmeal, right around the time I became a dope fiend, ate some codeine as a way of coping. Taste of opiates, case of OE, turned me into smiley face emoji. My shit may not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy.
I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. I love it. See? He's roasting the modern day culture crap. If I was ever to take an OD, it would be a codeine. Hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy.
Not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. Yes, I have zero doubts. That's all the world's about. To turn into some Girl Scouts.
Yep.
That censorship girls out. So when I started,
that's what the world's about. Turned into some Girl Scouts. I was listening, took my dogs for a walk. I don't want to be an anarchist who's working the system. I don't. Nada. I want to be an anarchist who's working the system. Right. I know people will be using all the stuff that the system has to offer, living in America, reaping all the benefits currently. I don't know how much longer there's going to be any America left. But guess what? When America burns and crumbles, another empire will rise up in its place. There's going to be another power structure. There's going to be a power void. You know who's not going to take over the world? Anarchists.
This verse, it did start off like that censorship girls out. So when I started this verse, it did start off like feels like I'm targeted, mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed, yeah, the shit is just like y'all have been like jogging in. I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like my noggin in. I'm the fight.
Hey, there's Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is a Trump supporter, and he's in the Eminem video. Look at that. And there was a little Biden roast at the beginning. It's almost like celebrities and rappers and comedians roast everybody who's in power. Kind of like the anarchists. And they're on this is my brother said, or that's Royce and Denine podcast. So I guess Shane Gillis was on it and Eminem walks in. Who do you think is the best MC? He's saying.
I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like.
Who do you think is the best MC? Meanwhile, at the podcast.
Like my noggin in, I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who the best.
And Eminem walks in. Old school Eminem walks in with the white tee, the blue jeans, and the bleached hair. Let's go.
I'm some white chalk, and when I step up to that mic, cock it in. Oh my God, it's a chicken out again.
I'm about to reach in my bag, bro.
Abracadabra. I'm about to reach in my back, bro.
Oh, here we go. It's about to be Matrix, Neo versus Agent Smith, Dragon Ball, Goku versus Jiren. The battle on the roof is about to happen.
Abracadabra. Just like that, and I'm back, bro.
The old me is about to fucking ruin everything.
Abracadabra. I'm about to reach in my back, bro.
Oh, the showdown. Looks like we're in for a showdown. Let's go.
Abracadabra. Just like that, and I'm back.
I bet Rob De Niro loves Eminem. Speaking of Rob De Niro, I don't know if this is true, but apparently he was doing a movie with Kevin Costner and he was going to get paid $30 million. And after he did that speech, Kevin Costner said, nope. And I don't know if that story is true. I saw it on Facebook. And the guy who posted it usually posts a lot of fake news. But if that's the case, that's pretty epic. Let's go, Kevin Costner.
Back, bro. Abracadabra. Just like that, and I'm back, bro. Sometimes I wonder what the old me.
I wonder if they used AI to do old school Eminem because he's still got his beard. I wonder if they used like AI or if this is like a digital Eminem.
Sometimes I wonder what the old me say.
If he could see the way shit is today, he'd probably say that everything is gay. Like Happy.
What's my name? What's my name?
Boom. Uh-oh. They fused. Oh, they did the Patara fusion dance in this bitch. Oh, no. Hold on. We got to see that one more time. They just did the Patara fusion dance and fused into new Eminem. Plus, this guy's 12 years, like 15 years sober, so I give him props. Oh, what kind of monster have they created?
How many little kids still wanna act like me? I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee, and that's why these.
I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee. I wonder if there's a double entendre there that I'm missing. But basically, he's saying I'm a bigger prick than a cactus, which is all right. It's not great bar, but there might be a double entendre there that I'm missing. Usually there is. Words sting just like you were being attacked by bees. I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee. Words sting just like you were being attacked by bees. Oh, you're right. Patara is the earrings. What am I talking about? Well, I guess they have earrings on, and they didn't do the fusion dance, so it must be Patara fusion. I said the right thing, but I said the dance.
I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee, and that's why these words sting just like you were being attacked by bees. In the coop, leaning back my seat.
Here comes one of the best parts.
Group, the Black Guy Peas.
Bumping R. Kelly's favorite group, the Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas, Black Eyed Peas. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee, and that's why these words sting just like you were being attacked by bees. In the coop, leaning back my seat. Bumping R. Kelly's favorite group, the Black Guy Peas. In my Air Max 90s, white tees, walking parental advisory. My transgender cat Siamese.
My transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese. My transgender cat's Siamese. Speaking of transgenders, his daughter's in this video. My transgender cat Siamese acts black but acts Chinese.
Air Max 90s, white tees, walking parental advisory. My transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese. Like a motherfucking hacky sack, I treat the whole world cause I got it at my feet. How can I explain to you?
Like a hacky sack, I treat the whole world cause I got it at my feet.
Like a motherfucking hacky sack, I treat the whole world cause I got it at my feet. How can I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? I hop on tracks like a kangaroo and say a few.
Hold on, who's in the? Isn't it this guy? That looks like Ethan Klein. They're all. That looks like I think these are all like comedians. Because this guy looks familiar, this guy looks familiar, this guy looks familiar, and this guy looks familiar.
Even myself, I'm a danger to.
Hey, I wrote that in a song. He said, how can I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? I wrote that in a song. I said, I'm a danger to myself if you catch my drift. Eminem stealing my bars.
World cause I got it at my feet. How can I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? I hop on tracks like a kangaroo and say a few things into the anger you. But fuck that, if I think that shit, I'ma say that shit. Cancel me, what? Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul, quit. Snake ass prick, you male cross dresser, fake ass bitch.
You male cross dresser, fake ass bitch. It'll probably get shit for that. I like that part. Whatever I think I say. I think that shit, I say that shit.
Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul. Quit. Snake ass prick, you male cross dresser, fake ass bitch. And I'll probably get shit for that. But you can all suck my dick. In fact, fuck them, fuck Dre, fuck Jimmy, fuck me, fuck you. Fuck my own kids, they're brats.
He said, fuck my own kids, they're brats. There's Elena and Haley and Whitney. Haley and Whitney are cute. But poor Elena thinks she's a boy. He's flicking off his own kids. Fuck my own kids, they're brats.
Fuck my dick, in fact, fuck them, fuck Dre, fuck Jimmy, fuck me, fuck you. Fuck my own kids, they're brats. Fuck them. Take a scoop off, them and you off. You two paw, got two balls, biggest RuPaul's.
Hey, there's a bar for Jalen. I got two balls, big as RuPaul's.
Take a scoop off, them and you off. You two paw, got two balls, biggest RuPaul's. What you thought you saw ain't what you saw. Cause you're never gonna see me caught sleeping, see the kidnapping, never did happen. Like Sherry.
Caught sleeping, see the kid napping. Caught sleeping, see the kid napping. That was pretty good. I read all that. There goes, well, what are you guys saying? For better or worse, the language you speak right now is law. Is he still going on about his idiotic worldview? I don't feel like I'm being controlled by some crazy government. It can get that way, I'm sure, but it's better than chaos. If you have some form of structure, it's inevitable. If you were born in another country, you'd be just as hype as anarchy, or just because you're free to speak on it in here. Ego like a dick, just like me. Nestio's picking up on the bars. This guy's still ranting about anarchy. Okay, we'll let you hang out for one stream, but if you come back in every stream and you just want to rant about your stupid worldview, then I'll just ban you because this is an authoritarian state and I'm the king.
Papini, Harry Houdini, I vanish into the thin air as I'm leaving like.
Trust me, I'm a great.
Oh, it's Skeet Gavison. Skeet Gavison. Daddy Jub said this might be a shot at Kanye and at Kanye and who's the other guy? But yeah, Skeet Gavison is in the video. I can't stand this guy.
I vanish into the thin air as I'm leaving like.
Trust me, I'm a great driver. Don't worry, I just got my license back.
I'm about to reach in my back.
Abracadabra.
Just like that, I'm back, bro.
As I'm in the midst of a.
All right, shut up. All right, there you go. That cheers me up that Eminem dropped a new song. The country may be burning soon. You know, our country may fall. But at least we got a new Eminem album and a new Lil Wayne album coming out soon. Carter 6 is going to come out. This is the best time for me. This is my favorite time. Whenever Eminem drops an album, Lil Wayne always drops an album like within a month. If you look at back, every Eminem album that came out, a Lil Wayne album came out. They always drop their albums right at the same time as each other. So, and Daddy Jub's right. They need to just go ahead and make a collabo album together. That would be the most epic thing ever. But, you know, it's election time. They're trying to put a good man in jail. But we're about to get some good music. So there's a plus side. There's a silver lining. All right. That's it. That's all I got for tonight. I got to go to work. I have a job, unlike this anarchist loser. Unless he does have a job, in which case that doesn't make any sense. Why would you work for a paycheck and pay bills and live in a society and pay taxes? Why would you do that if you're an anarchist? We know feds love pushing the anarchy tip to incite madness. Yeah, nothing. I told you nothing good comes out of France. So, except for the menage a trois and French fries. French fries are good. I don't even think they're from France. I think they're from America. You make laugh so much. You make laugh so much. All right. I gotta go, guys. See you later. Anarchist dude, you're welcome to come in the streams whenever you want, but we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this whole taking up my derailing my whole chat with a bunch of nonsense the entire time. So just know you had your fun for this stream. Next time, participate in what's being talked about instead of your stupid ideology. That's not blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read that. French bread. Ooh, French bread. That's right. All right, I'm going to go. Later, guys. God bless. Pray for America. Pray for peace. Do something. Wish Trump well. He needs it right now. Wish Trump well. We're all going to hell because the country's going to, oh, man, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Like, I don't think all these Democrats and liberals who are celebrating right now, I don't think they have any idea if Trump goes to jail. And I don't hope this happens. I don't want this to happen. I would never encourage violence. I don't want it to come to that. But if you thought you saw a peaceful protest before, you're about to see the most peaceful protest in the history of the world. I told you the Obamas, when they made that Civil War movie, they were preparing us. Life imitates art, art imitates life. ISS, when the whole world goes into nuclear war while they're up in the space station, bro, get ready. Get ready. Y'all better start getting strong because it's going to be a cold winter. Winter's coming, and it's going to be a cold winter. All right, guys, have a good one. God bless. We out. Peace. Hit the like button. Hit the Cash App. Your boy needs some money. Peace.